Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you don't mind, subscribe. What we're going to talk about today is a few events that have happened and what I would like to do. I've been living here long enough and I've observed how out here in the provinces, how these people actually survive. And if you've lived here long enough, like I have, you've noticed that you start a business uh, and you start doing anything at all good. Next thing you know, you got 50 more around you doing the same thing. Then you're at a bare minimum if you can survive it. And I'd like to take a moment also to thank everyone out there, all my subscribers and people take time out to watch. And back to the subject. Man, I've been watching this over the years, and the ones I see that are successful, they're very diversified. I'm going to go to the ones that I know that are uneducated. We've got a neighbor, and he's pretty ingenious. He has no education. If he does, he has very little, probably second, third grade at max, if that. But he's diversified. He's picked up a few traits through his life. This young man in his early 30s, he's actually helping our carpenters out. So he's making a few extra pesos. And from time to time, right now he's doing it now. He gets goats. He raises them till they get large enough to where he can make a profit on them. Now, when you're raising animals like goats or anything like that, caribou, it takes time. If you're not devoted to it, you're not going to make any profit. Now they have to hand carry food to them, in this case cuttings that the goats prefer. I've never seen goats refuse any kind of food before, but Philippine goats do. They're very picky on what they'll eat. I just can't understand that. I know my home state, you buy some goats, you might have to feed them in the wintertime, but in the summertime, they keep everything clean. Here, they're turning the nose. They better starve to death. But anyway, I've noticed the ones that do make it, and they earn enough money to actually survive, they're pretty diversified. Well, that's something I've been interested in myself for grace. Well, I'm not going to live forever. That's why I'm renovating the house, trying to make it to where she won't have to worry about anything for many years to come. And in addition, you've heard me talk about the Peso Wi-Fi. It's holding its own. It's paying the internet. So that will continue to do so, which who will need in her future. And I need it too, or you wouldn't be watching me. But there's been a chain of events that since I've started this house, the renovation, it seemed like I can't get a break. Grace did a video about it. She got really excited because it does put us in a position that we're both very uncomfortable. So I'm gonna have to work on our little van again. I know everybody out there say, "Why don't you buy new? Why don't you buy new?" Well, if I bought new, it'd be even worse because it's the closest dealership. 4-hour drive at best, one way. And you have to have them serviced at the dealership in order to maintain a warranty. That means oil changes. That means a normal oil change I can get now for around $30 here, 35, something like that. It's going to triple, if not more. Plus the driving, the trip. So you're looking at, for an oil change for us, in our case, $200 or $300. Because and most likely we'd get an appointment at the dealership. It'd be afternoon, which means I don't drive at night, which means we'd have to stay overnight. That means meals, hotel bills, plus the gasoline, plus the bill of the service, have it serviced. So it's just not practical for us. Now, if you live in the city, close to dealerships, it might be a good option. But anyway, get back to what we got to do. The reason I've not did a video too is I was concerned about finding what I wanted. And here locally, to get a radiator used, which I don't want, is more than a new one. Considerably more. These little vans, the radiators, the way they're designed, they're very difficult to clean once they get corroded. So that's another reason I wouldn't want to use one. Mine's not leaking or anything, but it's corroded. And it's not efficient anymore. And even though we've drained it and I've kept the coolant changed and so forth, it's age. It's old. So the van is 13-year-old. So I'm gonna replace it. I've got one on order. It'll be here probably tomorrow, more than likely. And I've got fresh coolant on order. That's another thing too. I don't understand the price difference. I have to order everything online in order to make it affordable for us. But that's the way it is. Now, let's get back to what I was talking about being diversified. I have a future plan that's been put on hold, for Grace to have something with, it ain't going to be big income, it'll be small. She'd be lucky if she can make $50 a month with it. But $50 is $50. And, but it's something that will provide extra food for one thing. And some income. And like I said, it'd be lucky to make $50 a month. But that's okay. Now you want to know what it might be. Chickens. Well, there's plenty of native chickens, you say. Yeah. I don't know about you. If you live here, you might understand what I'm talking about. A native chicken, they're small, got very little meat on them, and what meat's on them is, it's hard to explain. To me, it's rubbery, and it's just got a weird taste. So, I have found a way to get what they call an imported chicken. That's ordering fertilized eggs, which means I need an incubator. Well, I found an incubator for about $35, something like that, maybe $40. which can be used in the future too. And the chickens I'm looking at, they're called the black Astragot. They're an Australian breed, uh, developed around the turn of the century, 1900s. And they're good egg layers. They're capable, if taken care of, laying up to, one hen can lay up to 300 eggs in a year or more. There is a record of one laying 360 eggs, I think it is, which I don't expect that to happen for us. I'd be happy at 250. But you can take a couple dozen of those. They're going to generate some money on a daily basis. It's not being much. Eggs are bringing, I think, somewhere around 10 pesos, maybe. Thereabouts, maybe something like that. But you take an extra, say, 100 pesos a day. That's 3,000 pesos a month. That's $60. That's the reason I said maybe you should generate $50 a month. Now, the flip side of this is, out of those eggs, you're not going to sell that many. They just, if everything is just perfect, it won't work. But if you are continuously hatching eggs on a monthly basis, you want to generate meat. That allows her to have some additional food with the eggs and the extra chickens. And I think that'd be a plus. I think it might be a decent idea. Now, I need to build a chicken coop. We got the property that we can actually do it on. Which shouldn't be that expensive to do, but at this time it is. I want to build one where I can have a small separate run for the roosters, extra roosters. You know you're going to end up at least 50% of your chickens that hatch going to be roosters in most cases. So I want to have a separate staging area for those roosters. So those can be used for meat. And also, you won't have extra hens, which they can run together, that we can keep rotating the extra meat also. Try to keep the layers around a couple of dozen. Which, do this, it's going to take a year or so to get this into play. Because, and I'll order at random times for eggs so I can keep the gene pool fresh. I think that would be a good idea. I can order these from several different suppliers. The percentage of getting fertile eggs is probably about 70%. Plus, since we live out in the province, you figure you're going to get something broken. So I should be able to get an average each time ordering a dozen eggs, maybe 4 to 6 chicks. I'd be happy with that. And also be able to, when time comes, to introduce a fresh gene pool so that the chickens will stay healthy. But anyway, things happen, and I do still have plans for my solar, but that's going to be put on hold for quite some time now. That's just the way it is. Again, I want to thank everybody. Thank each and every one of you all for taking time out and listening to this old guy just rattle on. Excuse me, my allergies are acting up this morning too. Anyway, thank you again, and if you don't mind, subscribe.